It's Jozy here, back again with another video. So I've actually been wanting to do this video for a very long time, and this video will just be going over the exact testing workflow I use to test cold emails and to get around 10 to even 20 appointments per day using this cold email for me and my clients. Okay, and this will go through step by step that each and every single thing I test, and I'm actually going to be diving into why I test this and why I do it in this order. All right. But before I go into it, if you don't know who I am, my name is Jozy. People just call me Jozy. I've worked in a marketing agency before, and then in a property development company in acquisition. Then I got by two 8-figure agency owners, and then actually formed my own agency back in 2023 and scaled that from 0 to 50K in under 90 days, right? Now we've worked with over 70 plus marketing agencies to help them build out their client acquisition system. If you want to learn more about that, just click the link in the caption and it'll explain more to you about that. Now I founded Agency Avanza, so we're mainly a consulting firm that helps other agencies and work with them one-on-one to help them cross the first 10, 20, even 50K a month using outbound systems so that they can basically just scale the clients, get more bookings, and have a better life. Right now, in terms of just case studies, just so I know that, do you know that I've done this before? Zach Gordon, we took him to $120,000 a month in under 5 months. John, we had an extra $20,000 a month in 5 months. Jovan, we had an extra $10,000 in 80 months, and that's recurring revenue. And Thomas, we had an extra $28,000 per month in under 30 days, right? So this is all by using the exact same workflow that I'm just going to share with you today. So stick through to the end of the video because every single thing is important and make it literally impossible for you not to hit or not to have success using cold email, okay? Now, going to the workflow here. So what this is the hardest thing about cold email is getting positive reply rate, right? Now, once you have positive reply rate, the next thing is just converting the positive replies into kind of like bookings. But the hardest thing with any cold email is to get the positive reply rate up, to get more people to put their hands up. And Alex and Jozy wrote a whole book about this called $100 million Leads. And that's just to get more people to put their hands up. But what we want to do is use this testing framework, especially in cold email, to get as many people to put their hands up as possible for your service so that you can book them into meetings and essentially collect more cash. So what I'll do here is I'll basically go through the whole workflow, and I'll start off by just going into picking a niche and conducting market research, right? This is one of the literally the most foundational stuff about marketing, but it amazes me how many people overlook this side of marketing. How many people just go into a niche thinking that they've had success with all the other niches in the past and forget to do proper research, okay? And then what happens is that the email flops, is not relevant, and they don't book any meetings, right? Now, what you want to do is to get the most potent source of market research, you want to use these type of strategies, okay? Now, the first thing is speaking to your client's clients. Now, your client's clients already lived through the pain and can tell it to you in extreme detail of how the pain was, when it first occurred, how it occurred, and what they looked for when choosing your client. Because that's a very important thing to look at. If your clients' clients only works with agencies that are performance-based and your offer doesn't have any performance based on it, then you know where you're failing. You can, of course, rectify that and add a performance to increase the positive reply rates, to increase the bookings. All right. The next thing is if you can't speak to your clients, you can then ask your clients to collect case study videos. Not only is this good for their social presence, but it's also good to help you kind of understand the niche in more in depth. Because if your clients have a certain question saying, hey, what made you want to work with us versus other agencies, then you can see what their USP was. And another thing as well, if you ask your clients in the interview, what is the most important metric to kind of gauge our success, you'll find out the most important metric that you should be saying in your marketing, whether that be appointments, whether that be quality of appointments, whether that be volume of appointments, things like that can really help you stand apart and be unique in your marketing. Okay. The next thing is using your competitors' case studies, right? Or your clients' competitors' case studies if you're doing it for clients. And this is so important because your competitors have already done the legwork. And ultimately already like found pain points and desires and essentially offers that's working in the market. Now, what you want to do is model from their success. Not 100% copy it, but model it. Look at the offer and see, can I make this faster? Can I make this bigger? Can I make this cheaper? Can I make this lower risk? Right? Can I like amplify it in any other way so that I can stand out from the competitors and kind of like create my own lane, right? While stepping on their shoulder. They're the people that have already done the offers, already tested a bunch. We can step on their shoulders and essentially take it to the next level, right? Now, this is important. So what you're going to do is use one copy framework, right, for all of your testing. Now, the reason why we do that, because we're going to be already like testing the offer in this copy framework, right? Now, the copy framework is very, very simple. So it's going to be intro. So it's going to be hi, first name, intro, offer, case study, call to action, right? That's it. It's really literally that simple. I see a lot of people like complicate. It's not that complicated. Just do intro, offer, case study, call to action. That's all you're going to be doing. Okay. Now, with that being said, you're going to pick one copy framework because you do not want to use different copies, frameworks, and also change the offer because you're just going to basically confuse yourself and you're not going to be able to pinpoint what actually made a difference in the script. All right. So that's why you want to isolate all the other variables and only focus on the offer. Okay. Now, in terms of the offer, what you want to be doing is using essentially like a specific, so go a bit more specific with the offer, test broad offers and test different offers, right? And when I mean offers, I mean just the desired outcomes. For example, let's say you just say we'll get you 10 appointments and you're talking to people that like basically in constructions, or I can say we can get 10 homeowner visits where the construction company actually goes to the owner's house, or let's say a real estate company actually go to the homeowner's house and gets them visits. Now I can even be more specific with that. I can say we can help you get 10 homeowners with homes over 500K in X area. Okay, so in Los Angeles, in Florida, right? Now, these are different stages of being specific, right? And of course, you go from appointments to saying in 10, 50 appointments, but here would be more specific on what type of appointments they are. So when everyone's selling appointments, we could be selling homeowner visits. And now you want to look at your script and say, where is the most generic part of my script? And how can I change that generic part to meet the market where it's at and to actually give them what they really, really want, right? And they might only want like 2 to 5 things. So you don't have to like do a crazy amount of testing in terms of offer. You just have to test the 2 to 5 things that they really, really want. Find one of them and just double down on that and test different angles on that one thing that they really, really want. Okay. Now, the next thing is market sophistication. Now, what I mean by market sophistication, what a lot of people like is a bit complicated, but what I say and what I mean by actually like editing your script to meet the market sophistication is by using things called mechanisms, right? And also like talk about how you do what you do and how you actually get them results, right? Now, for example, if let's say in the agency space, appointments is so saturated. If you say appointments, everyone says appointments, everyone says appointments, everyone says appointments, right? Now, the thing is, the agencies still want appointments. So it's not like they don't want appointments; they want qualified appointments, right? But a thing that you can do is separate yourself by the mechanisms you use. So let's say everyone's doing email. Well, we could use a permission-based LinkedIn message as a mechanism and say that in our email, saying, "Hey, we can get you 10 appointments by using a permission-based LinkedIn message so that you don't end up in the spam area and you still get 15%, 20% positive reply rate, right? Now, this is another form of mechanism and the offer is still the same in terms of like what you're actually offering them in terms of appointments, but the way you deliver on it makes you stand out from all the other agencies. And that's what's key for you, especially if you're in a saturated niche, right? If the niche is more saturated, that's when people are going to be looking at how you are different by how you actually fulfill on what you say you're going to do, right? Now, if you use an email example, you can just say, we use personalized AI lines to make you stand out. We use rotational inboxes to match the inboxes, to match our inboxes with your prospects' inboxes so that you land in the inbox every single time, right? These are different mechanisms and you're already basically doing this anyway. but it's just saying that in your marketing, right? That's going to help you stand out from all the other people. Okay. Now, another thing as well you can do is talk about specific metrics. So instead of saying like we'll get you more appointments, we will double your positive reply rate. Now it's going to stand out to like more people that are already doing marketing and people that are basically more nuanced in the marketing game, and therefore they will be like, hey, I know this will work because I know this metric is going to lead to more money, lead to more growth in the business. Another thing as well is like you can use this in the e-commerce space. I see this a lot. So in terms of talking about revenue, which is like a very big one, you can also talk about conversion rate. You can also talk about kind of like cart, like if they leave things in the cart, people who leave things in the cart, like recouping them, people that abandoned carts, that's how you call them, abandoned carts people. That's another way to kind of talk about market sophistication, because instead of talking about generic things, you're talking about kind of specific things, right? And they're going to call out to people who are more clued up, they're more kind of nuanced, they have more knowledge in the space, and they know exactly what the metric means. Okay, now what you want to do is, once you've tested out the offer, you've tested out the market sophistication, right? The next thing you want to do is see if you can turn your offer into a lead magnet, right? Now, there's a few different types of lead magnets. What my personal favorite is growth plans, where you basically do like a 2-minute video, and that 2-minute video has a bit about the plan, like a good overview, like 3 to 5 steps on what you're going to help them do. Then it's going to have a case study videos, so like going through your case studies, and then it's going to have a call to action, right? It's going to have to be literally 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes maximum. That's enough for them not to get bored, and enough for you to just like package the value and give it to them straight away. Okay, so that's my personal favorite. So asking them if they're interested in a growth plan. The next thing as well is asking them if they want a case study breakdown. Like I said, the case study breakdown can be similar to the growth plan, where you talk from a case study, you go over the mechanism, and you have a call to action saying, hey, we love you to be next, X, Y, Z. My next thing is keynotes. I've seen keynotes work, especially in more, I would say more formal niches like educational space, like investments, like things like that, like keynotes. I've seen it work in that niche as well. And essentially that's like providing them value. And that could be in terms of a keynote of a specific topic, like how we increased positive reply rates, how we doubled the meeting booked rate, how we help systematize an agency, and a keynote about that. Okay. Now, what you want to do is, if you've tested all of these, I even added an extra bonus for you. Okay, because you guys are so lucky. So I've just came into it. So another thing that's worked is that if you can do this, is given certain parts of your service for free. Now, the best way I've seen this is giving free leads, right? Also giving training on how to find leads, so giving them information. But what I found is things that are more tangible, like we'll help you build a lead list. If you like say yes, we'll send you over like 500 leads in your niche. I've seen that work really, really well. And you can use that as well if you know that, hey, it doesn't cost you that much to actually get leads for them. Okay. Well, another thing you can do is, I've just came into my mind, you can create a database of a lot of leads, right? And then you can just say, hey, we've just created a database of leads from all these different niches. Mind if I send it over to you? Boom, instant value, no questions asked. That should literally get you so many leads by using that. So that's a quick nugget for you guys, just if you're watching at this part of the video. Now, the next thing is going into kind of like hitting KPI. Now, a KPI just key performance indicators. Now, for cold email, because depending on niche, I might use your KPI as 2% positive reply rate, but if you're in a really, really saturated niche, a 1% positive reply rate is enough for you to start seeing some type of results. But if you don't have this, what you want to do is you want to go back and just keep testing the offer, keep testing market sophistication, and keep doing that. Another thing that I've seen work well, especially with niches that you do not know anything about, is doing an interview method. Now, an interview method is basically where you make a script, and the script is basically, hey, intro, wanted to reach out because what I'm doing like a interview with top leaders in the e-com space. We recently interviewed a few company names, and we've gained some insight on how to grow this in terms of like revenue, and we'd love to jump on a call so I can share this insight with you. Mind if I send you more information? Right? That's basically like what an interview method is, and I've personally used this, especially we run a campaign in the association, and non-profit niche, and this ripped. This was booking like 10 meetings a day, like 5 to 10 meetings a day, just using this. But what we want to do is when we jump on a call with the interview method, we want to essentially have the interview with them, and then if it looks like a right fit, then pitch them for like a basically like a sales call, right? And that's how you can kind of still make money with this. And my client closed a 20K, 15K deal just by using this. Okay, so this works. I'll suggest you doing this if you really, really do not know the niche. If you do know the niche, you can just, of course, just go back to the offer and market sophistication. Now, the next thing what you want to do is if it hits KPI 1% APR, you can actually just scale this if you want, and you just want to scale this. Now, if you want to like improve it even more, I would be looking at opener angles, like creating desires and pain points. So, hey, first name, are you looking to get more owner visits? Are you looking to speak to more homeowners? Are you looking to speak to more homeowners with a home value of 500K, for example, right? And another one, are you struggling with? Are you struggling with pain? Are you struggling with getting more homeowners? Are you struggling with generating more appointments with high value companies with a high budget? Question mark. So you can do this to basically like create curiosity and catch the attention of people who read in your emails, right? By having that first line. And then throughout everything else, what you want to do is just use the same offer, use the same case studies. But this is a good way to bump up your results from the initial kind of results that you have, right? Now, what you want to do, especially in this test, you want to put in like a petri dish, right? So what I mean by petri dish is mean like you create a separate campaign, right? And then you will test, because here you already have something that's working. So once you have something that's working, just leave it. And then you have another campaign where you're going to be basically optimizing based off things that have already worked, right? So here you can like afford to mess up, you can afford not to get things right because you already have a campaign that's working, right? So that's where I'll test just the off angle or the open angles. Then I'll test the copy length, short copy, long copy, basically, because sometimes long copy really works because you can actually like explain in more detail your offer, your guarantee, your case studies. So I will be looking to see if I can shorten the copy or actually make the copy longer, because a lot of cold email guys says short copy works, attention span XYZ, but I've used long copy and it's worked like a charm. So I would test this in mind to see which type of copy length would work before like putting a kind of like disclaimer on it or putting a label on it saying this doesn't work for my niche. Okay. Next thing is going over your case studies. Now, what you can do is if you have multiple case studies, you can do these type of tricks where I like to call them is batch case studies. So just name case study after case study after case study, like a very good highlight, like company in brackets 0 to 20K in 30 days. Another company in brackets 10 to 50K in 90 days, right? I like to call this batch case study, right? So you do that once, or you can do longer case studies. So where you talk about one case studies and you really go through it before and after. And then 3, you can also talk about just how many companies you've worked with in the past. So let's say you say we've worked with over 80 marketing agencies, and then you just highlight names. Okay. So these are a few ways that you can change the case studies, or you can just have the best case study and try position the best case study to match the people who you're targeting with. So if you have a private equity case studies, you put that in the private equity campaign. And if you have like a tech case study, you put that in a tech campaign. So you match the case studies. Okay. Now, call to actions. This wouldn't really change as much, but I thought I would put this there just to see if you can change the call to action to be hard. So, can we jump on a call? Are you free next Thursday for a 15-minute chat? Or a soft, might send you more info. Are you open to explore this? Mind if I send the video here? Okay. And then last thing I'll do is just test the job line. But this one, if you're using quick question and name, you should be okay. If you want to test the job line a bit, it's going to make a bit of a difference, but not that much, right? If you're already using quick question, okay? Now, this, by all means, is the exact testing workflow that you can use in your cold email today. So if your cold emails are not working, they're not getting the results that you want, you can literally go back, look at the market research, and essentially just literally follow this whole workflow and keep testing these parts. Okay. Now, if you want one-on-one help, where I personally work with you one-on-one to make sure you implement this and have the crazy success with cold email and other outbound channels such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, so that you can book around like 30 to 100 appointments per month. What I've done is I put my link below. in the caption. Just click on it. We'll have a talk, see if we're a good fit. If not, we'll just refer you to someone else. If so, we'll be able to help you one-on-one and help you scale your agency. And yeah, that should be some details below. Without further ado, that's the end of the video. I'll catch you in the next one, and take care. Bye.